So welcome to the world of cybersecurity. While my presentation is coming up, I know I have 8 minutes. If the session is interesting, I might extend it for a couple of more minutes. Right. Yeah, here we go. So my topic is today, tailored and contextualized intelligence for sustainable healthcare, right? And in the age of cyber warfare, are we ready? So before I start my session, couple of disclaimers. I'm going to share a lot of real-world examples. The purpose is not to scare you, but to create awareness. And second, most of this data is available in the public, which you can go and refer as well. So for me, whether it is cloud, AI, cyber, IoT, everything is not just tool and technology. It has become personal because we started living in smart homes. I don't have the time, so otherwise I would have played this very, very interesting video, how we live in a very smart home. But if you look at the whole technology evolution and adoption, technology is not only coming into the smart homes, it is in the smart cars, and the smart cars are being manufactured in the smart factories, which is running today on smart roads, where AI has already come to smart road. Like, so where China is already building a road where they are infusing AI into the smart road. So now from here, technology has come to in other industries where healthcare is leveraging AI in a very greater extent, right from drug discovery. Typically, 12 years of life cycle of a drug discovery can be reduced to 6 months to 9 months today, and even health diagnosis and customer services are many, right? Now, it is not only in the factories and drug discovery, even humans are going to eat technology. We are going to eat technology. We are going to eat AI. So there are smart chips which are being developed, which is going to be embedded into human beings, where digital pills are being developed. We are going to eat it. In fact, FDA, Food and Drug Administration of the US government, has already approved a digital pill where your doctor can real time understand your health situation when you're taking the medication, right? Now, we have even gone further, right? When I talked about the health diagnosis. Today, with a simple image of a retina, an AI solution can discover a lot of information, including whether you are a male or a female, what age group, whether you are a person who is consuming alcohol, or whether you are, and in how many weeks and months you are going to have a heart attack, right? So today, to that extent, AI is leveraged in the larger healthcare. But even interestingly, today, to make all this function, it is not just about the AI. That's what we need to look at. It is AI plus cloud plus IoT plus metaverse plus blockchain plus extended reality. All these things are coming together. I personally call it a cyber, full stack cognitive architecture. And this full stack cognitive architecture is nothing but a reality of some of these fancy movies we have seen 20 years ago, right? And even interestingly, just to give you an example of real world example how this technology is becoming real. Couple of people here, right? Male and female. One of them is not. One of them is created by AI. Which one it is? Male or female? Male. How many of you think it is male? The reality is both of them are created by. Both these pictures are created by AI. How precision it is, right? And you can see that it is not only just the pictures. Even videos can be created. How precision? Where it is being used in healthcare? Can you give an example of where it can be used in healthcare? Imagine a person is becoming a victim of an acid attack or a road accident, where today they can redesign their new face using this AI, right? Beautiful, wonderful use case. But this is already being leveraged in the movie industry to create movies. But the industry is going even further ahead with the help of all these technologies where they are creating digital humans. And we have seen these pictures in the school, right? But the last digital human is a reality today because with the help of thermoplastic elastomer, 3D printing and brain mapping behavior analytics, you can print human beings, right? And digital human is not a new thing. 2018, Sophia has got citizenship in Saudi Arabia, which is nothing but the first digital human, right? The digital humans can come into our life in multiple forms and technologies and shapes, like in the form of a physical trainer at our home or as a newsreader anchor. In fact, Xinhua News Agency has launched a digital human as its first news anchor, which can read 24/7 news without taking a break or a sick leave or even salary hike discussions, right? Now, not necessarily all the time these kind of technologies needs to take a human shape, the digital humans. Volvo has launched a car which is nothing but the HR manager who can do a real-time interview. I don't have the time, otherwise I would have played this video. It's a 1-minute video available on the YouTube. You can see this, right? Even better than a real human being taking an interview with more empathy, the car is taking an interview in Volvo, right? So, even more interestingly, it is always, I was talking about, technology independently standing like a digital human. But what I see is humans are going to be merged with machines and machines are going to be merged with humans and vice versa. And the question is actually, when that is coming, can I even upload my brain into a digital clone or human where I can sustain for multiple years? And where human clones will become a normalcy, right? Is it possible? Okay, now you should look at this person who is standing next to me. His name is Len No. Len No is the first transhuman in the world where he has 12 devices implanted into his body. 12 devices. Where he can stand next to you and copy everything from your phone to his phone without even touching it. He can just get inside doors where there is strict restrictions where you cannot go without so much of authentications in place. So today we are living in a world where humans are merged with machines, right, and humanoids. And even more interestingly, you have seen that Neuralink experiment where Elon Musk has developed a brain mapping chip, which is called the Neuralink chip, which can read signals. Now, if I had the provision, I can definitely understand and know what exactly going through right in each one of your brain right now, what exactly you're thinking. Whether they match in the evening or a beer party or a dinner with the family, right? I can exactly understand where it is going. So when the world is moving like this, AI is getting everywhere, right? And that is a default. Now here is where we need to think about something else. In the past, we knew what kind of threats and risks out there and we knew how to defend it. Today, we know what kind of threats and risks out there, but we don't know how to defend it. But the reality is actually, whether we know or not, doesn't know, there are a lot of unknown threats and we don't know how to defend it. Sun Tzu, in his Art of War book, said something very beautifully. If you know your enemy, if you know yourself, you can win every battle. But if you don't know yourself, and if you don't know your enemy, every battle you are going to fail. The question is actually, in the era of all these AIs and transformation and innovation, do we know our real enemy? Do we know the invisible enemy? That's the question. Today, we are outsourcing, and morning we have seen a very beautiful session about, we need to have longevity and, exercising the brain to have more memories and things like that. But the reality is actually, we started outsourcing our memories and abilities and all the capabilities to the smart devices. Today, we are so lazy to go and stand and switch on that AC button or fan button because we can say, Alexa, please turn on the fan, right? Now you don't even have to tell Alexa because your smartwatch, which is cognitive in nature, which will read your temperature and automatically instruct the AC, which is autonomous device, saying that Philip is having some temperature, adjust the temperature accordingly, right? So we are living in that world today, right? Now, when we are choosing convenience over privacy, it comes at a big price, right? And what is that price? In the past, we have seen biological pandemic like COVID, but in the future, you are going to see cyber pandemic, right? In that cyber pandemic, you will see traditional bullets and bombs will be replaced by bits and bytes, which is nothing but the codes, right? And even more interestingly, the countryside wars, what we see between Russia and Ukraine or Israel and all the things will become virtual invasions. What is a virtual invasion? I'm going to show you with some real examples. In that virtual invasion war, our own gadgets, maybe a smartwatch or a smart TV sitting in our home, or even the smart fridge may be used as a lethal weapon by somebody else to launch an attack against somebody else, right? And that is happening right now as we speak. And that attack could be from power stations to pacemakers sitting someone's heart. How many of you are having a smartwatch? Here, can I see? How many of you use a smartphone today? Hey, anybody doesn't have a smartphone here? Okay, maybe that's the easiest question. Can you think that your smartphone may be used to hijack a flight as we speak right now by somebody else sitting in some other country? That is the real threat happening out there in the world today, right? Today we are living in a world of zero-day vulnerabilities and zero-click attacks. And today, as per the British Telecom research, there are more than 500 targeted attacks are happening every second. Every second, targeted attacks against governments and global corporates in the world, right? And these kind of attacks are really beyond our imagination. In 2017, when the temperature was minus 34 degrees in Ukraine, the entire power in Kyiv city has been shut down. Can you imagine when the temperature is minus 34 degrees, when the entire electricity is getting shut down? People will be frozen to death. Hospital will not be functioning. Telecommunication will be completely stopped. Flight cannot land, right? And that's the situation. And today, yeah, I'm not playing this video. So today, from electricity grids to, and last year, a few years back in Florida, somebody was trying to infuse poison into the public water distribution system, where 1.3 million people will be drinking poison because of a cyber attack. So that's why I was telling, cyber is no more just a tool or a technology, it is a matter of life and death. And I was talking about somebody hijacking a flight. Today people can actually hijack flights just like mobile games. From Iranian airspace, 21 flights were misguided and hijacked through GPS spoofing, where somebody hacked a satellite. Can you believe that? And these things are happening as we speak right now, right? Whether it is flights or helicopter, from the industry point of view, for cyber criminal, it doesn't matter. It may be even a fridge or a CCTV camera sitting inside our house. In Florida, a small sensor in a casino, which was placed inside a fish tank, was breached, hacked to get inside the casino. What does that mean? Even a sensor inside a fish tank is not spared by the cyber criminals to launch attack, right? Now, when it is coming to healthcare, I was talking about transhumans and bio-devices coming inside our body. A few years back, Abbott is a big healthcare company, as all of you know. They manufacture smart pacemakers, right? And the Food and Drug Administration of the US government has discovered a a critical vulnerability in one of their manufactured lot of 465,000 pacemakers, which could be exploited by cyber criminal. What does that mean? With one click, somebody can kill 465,000 people by exploiting their pacemaker inside their heart, just like the way the pacemaker, just like the way the walkie-talkie and the pager exploded in Lebanon, right? So that's where the world. It is not only the pacemaker. In today's world, healthcare is advancing very well, and a lot of digital capability is coming, like your cochlear implants, insulin pumps, your pacemakers and your Neuralink chip. Everything is digital, everything is smart inside your body, right? Today, imagine that situation where somebody can hack it and explode it inside your body by sitting in some other country. And that is where it is coming. Now, today, as I mentioned, anything and everything at the disposal of, which is connected, which can be leveraged by a cyber criminal. And this happened in India. When somebody was using a sex toy, in real time, that got breached. And the police didn't know what to do. They didn't know whether to cry or laugh at him. But it is a cyber attack, right? So everything is a target. Now, when it is coming to healthcare, it is not only these devices, our hospitals. AIMS got breached in 2022. What does that mean? We simply say AIMS is AIMS is just a hospital. What it has to do with the cybersecurity breach? In fact, our president and the prime ministers and everybody is treated in AIMS. When cyber criminals get inside a hospital, you know what happens? They change the medical prescriptions. They change the dosages. They change the laboratory reports. They shut down the whole operations. People cannot be operated. People cannot be admitted. People cannot be discharged. The payment cannot be done, right? That's the kind of impact when it is coming to cybersecurity. And if you look at the nature of the cyber criminals, right, their intention, the motivations from breach is changing to disruption and destruction today, and which is sponsored by nation state, which is sponsored by other countries. And they are pretty smart. Today they use AI. They use AI much better and bigger than the corporates that we use in our world, right? They use AI to understand, what to attack, when to attack, how to attack, whom to attack, and they will be developing actually malicious botnet, deepfake capability, autonomous weapons, etc. to launch their attacks. Now, are we using AI? In the dark AI, these are all the generative AI capabilities they built, the criminals built for launching cyber attacks. We use one. How many of us use OpenAI and Gemini and beyond that? Maybe using ChatGPT, right? We may not be using beyond that. But these are the GPT solutions used by cyber criminals to launch attacks which is more autonomous, intelligent, and real time, right? Now, how do we really safeguard from this? It is not about investing millions of dollars in tools and technologies, right? It is about ensuring basics and fundamentals in place. When I saw a lot of breaches are happening in the world with hundreds of thousands of customers, what I've seen, it is not because they didn't have a huge technology or capability in place. It is just because some of the basics and fundamentals they are missing, right? And second thing, when it is coming to cybersecurity, I spent nearly 20 years in AI. Then I moved to national security, and today I am in cyber. The reason is actually, Cybersecurity is everyone's responsibility. It's not a particular team's or a, tools and technologies responsibility. We need to have a zero trust mindset. You cannot even believe Philip Varughese who is standing here, because 10 years down the line, somebody can print 10 Philip Varugheses like me and make him stand here. And you will be having difficulty to identify which one is the real Philip Varughese, right? So that's where the world. You need to have a zero trust mindset and develop a secure first culture, and we need to create awareness. So my purpose here is to show you all this example is to create awareness, as I mentioned, not to create not to scare all of you. I represent a company called Cyfirma. What we do is nothing but we help companies with real predictive threat intelligence. What do we do exactly? We help the companies to know the real unknown. And I was talking about all these lot of threat actors and real criminals, right? Have you seen a criminal group? Have you ever seen criminal groups in the cyber world? Can I show you? Can I take 2 minutes to show you? You heard about Lazarus Group? You heard about Sony Corporation being complete? Sony was shut down for days and days and days in the past. Do you know that? You heard about it? Because Sony Corporation wanted to play a comedy movie about Kim Jong-un, the North Korean president. Right? And the North Korean government has, Lazarus Group is sponsored and supported by North Korea government, and they breached Sony Corporation and shut down the entire corporations because they were able to play the video of Kim Jong-un. Can I show you? I'll show you some real live data of that threat intel group through our platform. So what do we do at our organization? We help companies to identify who is going to attack them, how they are going to be attacked, when they are going to be attacked, how they are going to come inside, and so on, so and so. And you can see here, this is our live platform, by the way. This is just loading, and you can see Lazarus Group here. So Lazarus Group is the notorious state-sponsored criminal group, and you have all intelligence about that particular group, what they are doing in the recent times, and what are the industries they are targeting, what kind of technologies they are targeting, what kind of tools they'll be using, which are the other names they'll be known in the world, which are the industries they are targeting right now, which are the companies they are targeting right now, which are the malwares they will be using, what kind of campaigns they are running right now. And this is something very interesting in case if any of you are from healthcare, because this topic is healthcare, I'm talking about healthcare. You can see there is a Nation 5 campaign right now happening. There is a Mission 2025 campaign run by some of these guys, where specifically healthcare, telecommunication, and critical infrastructure is a target, and they are going to launch attacks, right? So now, in the past, 2022 aims got breached, right? And we had that intelligence well in advance that these are the guys who are coming and going to attack against aims, right? So we share that intelligence with our governments, but somebody has to act, right, end of the day. So intelligence has no value if it is not actionable, and sometimes people have to act upon this to stay secured as well. Now, what I was talking about as an organization, what we do is nothing but we give very, very tailored, contextualized intelligence to organizations to safeguard them from any of the attacks from any of these bad guys, right? So we give very, very curated intelligence for governments, corporates, and even academia as well. Now, most interestingly, I'll just take a couple of more minutes to conclude my story here. When machines start thinking and communicating on behalf of us today, unfortunately, when we talk about autonomous and intelligent machines, right, we are conveniently forgetting about the security and safety of this because we are looking at convenience as the most important thing, right? What we need to keep in mind is actually, it is not about hundreds of vulnerabilities and gaps in our system. It is about that one gap, right? Because cyber criminals have to just succeed only one time. But we have to ensure that we are succeeding, we are protecting, we are defending all the times against these kind of crimes. Because we are living in a software-defined world. Let us accept that fact. In a software-defined world, if somebody can control the code, they can control everything. Unfortunately, that's a reality because every 5,000 line of a code has a critical vulnerability, right? And that's where the statistics goes. Now, future crimes, if you look at any of the future crimes and threats, either it will be a cyber crime or a cyber-led crime. What were the examples I was talking about? Either it was a cyber crime or was led through cyber crime. I was talking about autonomous weapons, right? Autonomous devices used by the cyber criminals, or cyber criminals can use our own devices to make us a lethal weapon to launch their attack against somebody. This is my last video, 2 minutes. I hope this would be interesting. Let me play this video.
Former pilots directed almost 3,000 precision strikes last year. We're super proud of it. It allows you to separate the bad guys from the good. It's a big deal. But we have something much bigger. Your kids probably have one of these, right? Not quite. Hell of a pilot? No. That skill is all AI. It's flying itself. Its processor can react 100 times faster than a human. The stochastic motion is an anti-sniper feature. Just like any mobile device these days, it has cameras and sensors, and just like your phones and social media apps, it does facial recognition. Inside here is 3 grams of shaped explosive. This is how it works. Did you see that? That little bang is enough to penetrate the skull and destroy the contents. They used to say guns don't kill people. People do. Well, people don't. They get emotional, disobey orders, aim high. Let's watch the weapons make the decisions. Now, trust me, these were all bad guys. Now that is an airstrike of surgical precision. It's one of a range of products. Trained as a team, they can penetrate buildings, cars, trains, evade people, bullets, pretty much any countermeasure. They cannot be stopped. Now, I said this was big. Why? Because we are thinking big. Watch. A $25 million order now buys this. Enough to kill half a city. The bad half. Nuclear is obsolete. Take out your entire enemy, virtually risk-free. Just characterize him, release the swarm, and rest easy. Dumb weapons drop where you point them. Smart weapons consume data. When you can find your enemy using data, even by a hashtag, you can target an evil ideology right where it starts.
During my analytics AI time, the fundamental thing is data is the new oil. You have to collect as much as data possible. I think 15, 17 years I did a lot of data collection, and then later we realized data is just a liability, right? With all the regulations and compliances in the world, you have to spend your entire money if you're reaching a compliance requirement, right? So here, for a cyber criminal to come and damage you, they don't need all your data. They just need a hashtag, right? And this guy, in this video presentation, he was talking about to kill half a city, the bad half, this can be used, where you don't need to put a nuclear bomb, where this can go and specifically identify the bad guys and kill it. Now imagine a situation, because these drones are connected, AI powered and all smart. If this is being hacked by the bad guys, they can kill all the good half of the city, right? And that's where the real danger, right? And as an organization, we are committed to build intelligence and share with organizations, including governments, to say how do we really stay protected from these kind of bad guys. So in my personal perspective, if there is a third world war, it will be a cyber war. And instead of reacting and repenting, I think we should be predicting and preventing this. Instead of detecting and just responding, we should be proactive and protecting our systems more in a resilient way. Yes, we are in a war with the invisible enemies, the unknown unknowns, who are actually nameless, faceless, and stateless. And this is where I think we have to all work together to make it smarter, better, and safer together. Thank you, Jose, for having me here and having this platform for people to come together to make it a better planet, right, and smarter planet with all the vision. Thank you so much, and have a good day.